listening to West Ham is Why We Drink. It's like hanging at the pub with your West Ham mates. Come on, you Irons! And welcome to episode 21. It's going to be a bit of a strange episode this week because I don't have the screaming lunatic in front of me today. I've got a friend of mine from the Dallas Hammers who goes by the name of Ken. You might have heard him heavy breathing in the background there because I could hear his breathing. But we got a fun episode name today because it's actually from Lucky Pierre off of Twitter, and he said that, you know what, considering all the controversy and stuff, that we should call it VAR is Why We Drink today. So that's what we're calling the episode today, number 21. So how long have we known each other now?
Oh, God, 10 years?
About 10 years?
Yeah.
10 years? Well, we met at an FC Dallas game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Tell everyone how you got into West Ham.
As soon as I started paying attention to soccer or football.
Football. You can say soccer. I'm not a soccer snob.
As soon as I started paying attention to soccer, got into FC Dallas, all my new FC Dallas friends were like, all right, so who's your EPL team? And I'm just like, give me 5 minutes. I just got here.
You were a bit of a wallflower, weren't you? You never really said much at matches at all, did you, Ken?
Oh, I picked West Ham as my team once because, like I said, I was watching all the different teams, and I was like, nope, I can't watch Arsenal. They play too much like Mexico. I can't like this team because everyone's like, oh, you should follow them because they're good and they're always winning.
Come on, it was. Admit it.
It was Green Street Hooligans. I loved that movie. That was such an awesome movie.
I'm not making fun of it.
The characters that supported West Ham in that movie, they really seem to have a passion for them.
Yeah.
And
it wouldn't be much of a movie if they didn't have a passion, would it? If they had Green Street Hooligans and they were like, oh, yeah, do you want to go watch the match this Saturday? I'm not too sure, really.
Oh, you mean like how it is here?
Here in America.
Primarily Green Street Hooligans. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I know some people look down on people that's the reason why. But that's the reason why. And so if you don't like it, screw it. I don't care. But I don't know any other team that had Doc Martens as a jersey sponsor. So
hey, didn't you just get that Iron Maiden jersey?
I did. I was one of the lucky few that got it first run before it sold out on day one.
I think it was funny when I saw the tweet. Everybody was messaging you.
Oh, I got like 3 or 4 tags on Facebook, and a couple of through messengers. And
so, are you excited about doing the show today?
Sure, if you say so.
What do you mean if I say so? If I say so. You've been bugging me for ages about this. We said about, when Ken left, we said we were going to have you and Sarah like alternate every once in a while.
When James left?
Yeah.
You said when Ken left.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that?
You did.
I'm old, mate. You know that. I'm definitely old. We'll leave that in. Adam says I edit everything. And you will notice that I do edit almost everything.
I am excited. I'm tad nervous. I'm not sure what's going to...
What you drinking?
I'm drinking a little bit of Jameson.
Okay.
Is that allowed?
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Here you go. Click the glasses. Here we go. Let's do it.
No, I'm not drinking any Jameson.
I was trying to loosen him up a little bit here. I'll get him drunk by the time. So.
Oh, please. No. You've seen what I start each match off with.
You know what? You do. What is it you start each match off with?
An Irish hand grenade.
That's what it's called?
It's from a show called Letterkenny. That's where I got it. It's just an Irish car bomb, except instead of half Jameson, half Baileys, you have 2 shot glasses, one full of Jameson, one full of Baileys. You stick them in the top of the pint glass, and as soon as the game kicks off, I pull the pin, take the shot of Jameson, the Baileys falls in, and then I slam that.
It looks absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's wonderful.
We've got a full show today, mate.
All right.
Did you come prepared with a social shenanigan? That'll be our first segment.
I got something I saw off a site somewhere.
Okay, cool. We're also hoping to have a rant from Adam because, as we said, Adam's actually over in Australia. We went to a friend's wedding. Or did he go to put the fires out?
I'm just wondering if he burned up.
You know, I think he's fireproof. I mean, look at all these questions he gets that he has the answers to.
With as much as he drinks, he's not fireproof.
Definitely not fireproof. But have you seen some of the concoctions he drinks? He puts Red Bull with everything. I remember the
drink a scotch, Adam.
Yeah, drink a man's drink, Adam. His favourite drink is actually Baby Sham. He loves Baby Sham, and he loves
That's Baby Sham.
Baby Sham. It's a girl's drink. We're hoping to have his rant.
Okay.
But first of all, we're going to kick off with a bit of what was
that?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't know what that was. What that was.
What was that?
So you saw the last couple of matches, didn't you?
I saw the last one. I didn't see the one before. I was working the one before.
I snuck watching it while I was at work, which was kind of good. I had a little bit of fun with that. Let's start off with the Gillingham match, FA Cup. Right? Were you excited about that?
Yeah, I got to see the match against Gilligan.
Gilligan. You know, Americans just don't know how to pronounce some of the words, do they?
Somebody asked me at the pub, "Hey, Ken, how do you pronounce that?" I'm not saying who that was, Adam, but somebody asked me that. And I just looked at him and I said, "It's Gilligan. What the hell do you want me to say?"
That's what he wanted you to say.
I knew it was Gillingham.
Did I say that right? It's called Gillingham.
Gillingham? Well, see, that's what I was saying before, and then somebody corrected me, and now I'm saying it wrong again.
No, you're saying it right. I was just with you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Suck my balls.
Okay, I will do later. Thanks for doing this. But Adam said that we were going to win 3-0. Wrong. And Rory, who was our guest last week, said also 3-0. Wrong. And of course, the idiot that everyone makes fun of that doesn't get anything right said...
Wrong.
No, I got it right.
Oh, no, he said Wayne.
I said 2-0 and I got it right for a change. I did. I actually got it right. I don't know how I got it right.
I got it wrong.
What did you think it was going to be?
3-2.
Yeah, that's your score for everything, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, because it's a fun game if it's 3-2. Especially if we start off with 2 and then we end up losing 3-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Did we break the cup curse, do you think?
Yeah, but it's usually... Isn't it usually a championship team that takes us out?
Well, Wimbledon wasn't a championship team, were they? They
true.
were terrible. I mean, blimey. Did you watch much of the match?
I did.
Quite honestly, I was a little bit concerned.
Yeah, so was I, because something that I've started to notice, or actually I started to notice it a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. West Ham really has a problem of always playing down to their opponent.
We do.
Always. And I mean, it doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
It could be Arsenal. It could be City, Chelsea.
You're listing all the teams that we hate. Man U, Man City.
All the good teams, they'll play to the strength of their opponent. Mm-hmm. And when they play the better teams, they seem to always play better and at least get a result, whether it's a win or a draw.
Yeah. Not
always, but it's more likely than not.
Who was your man of the match? Top shelf. Do you remember that far back?
Nope.
Me neither. So.
Somebody in a West Ham jersey.
Yeah, it was definitely somebody. It was nice to see Fabianski back, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was nice to see him back for that. I mean, that was the one thing that scared me most about that match is that we're probably going to play Sanchez and I like Martin, but you know he's not top flight. You know, that's another question.
Sure, it's better than Roberto, though.
Without a doubt.
My left nut is better than Roberto.
Yeah, your left nut in a vice is better than Roberto. But I thought Fornals is coming along really well. He's turning out to be my favourite of the season. But anyway, let's go on to the match that we played the other day, which of course didn't have a fantastic result. So against Sheffield United, they're a tough team to play against. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought Haller did a much better job. I think that we should have brought Fornals on a little bit earlier than what he did. I really do.
It seemed like it was a pretty evenly matched game.
It was.
It did seem that Sheffield was a little bit stronger. That they were making better passes than we were.
Yeah. Well, I think the first half nobody got a shot on goal. Nobody got a shot on goal in the first half, and then, unfortunately, Martin's made that terrible error and let a goal in. You know what bugged me more than anything else about that match? And I know we'll go into it a little bit later on as well, is VAR. I'm just so sick to death of this stupid video-assisted ref bullshit. I'm so sick of it. I mean, we had the first one was right. I mean, it was offside.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Declan Rice, I mean... He got the ball headed into his arm and makes a beautiful pass, and Snoddy scores a fantastic goal. And it doesn't sound... Even Jamie Carragher came out and said it should have been a goal. So I'm just so... And the rules, it's not just VAR. I mean, VAR is where it starts for everything, which is crap. What do you think of VAR so far this season? Be guttural with it. What do you think of it?
I think VAR has its place. I think it's used...
You do?
I think there is a place for VAR.
On certain things.
When it's used sparingly as needed. Everything does not need to rely on VAR.
You know what it's done for me, mate? It's taken the joy out of celebrating a goal.
Oh yeah, I haven't cheered on a goal yet until I was sure that VAR was not going to be called.
Because it makes you look like a nutter. It makes you look stupid when you cheer on and all of a sudden they call it back for VAR. It's stupid.
There's one exception where I did cheer on a goal, and before I found out that they were going to VAR, and it was Friday.
Yeah,
it was this particular goal.
Yeah,
I was like, "There's no way that's going to be called." So I cheered. I was at work. I had to cheer quietly.
Oh gosh, I jumped out of my seat. Everyone was like, "You okay, Wayne?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." I was supposed to be. I was working, but I was doing some boring, mundane task so I could watch the game at the same time. And
then I sent you a text as soon as they called it back. Do you remember what it said?
What did you say?
Me.
Yeah. It was just, I just hate it. I absolutely freaking... I can see that VAR would be good if something is blatant. Let's call out the obvious errors that the ref misses. Like if a person's a yard offside, yeah, VAR should call that. They should call down to the ref and say, "Excuse me, we've looked at the video. You're wrong." Okay? Or if it's a blatant dive or a blatant handball or a blatant red card and the ref's missed it, then they should be called in. But I mean, they're measuring offsides rule with nose hairs and freaking bollocks hairs, which is stupid. And the other thing is the way they rewrote the rules on handball, it's bullshit.
This is where I have the issue.
And they're using that to interpret this crap.
I can only go by with secondhand knowledge. At first, when we were texting back and forth when they called that goal off, you mentioned to me about how it was the ball that went to the hand, his arm, but to the hand in the run up to a goal. And that's why they called it back. And I'm just like, okay, if that's, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but if that's the rule, all right, it sucks, but it's okay.
Written, it was a handball. End of story.
But then you posted that other one
about deflection.
About the deflection,
which they're supposed to give leeway on, and it says that. And I've read it so many times because I'm that pissed off by it.
Well, you got two conflicting rules.
That's exactly. And it's right afterwards. So which one did they go by?
For the same incident, you have two conflicting set of rules, and that's where I get pissed off. Whomever comes up with these rules needs to go and have a hard look at that. Nonetheless, it's not going to change the outcome of this last game. We're screwed on it.
No, we're screwed on it. It's ridiculous. I hope at the end of the season they turn around and say, hey, you know what, we've really screwed up a lot with this. I think it's the interpretation of the rules and the interpretation of when VAR should be used. It's killing the momentum of the game. Yeah. It's killing the excitement of the game. And I've got a tweet in Social Shenanigans that goes in a little bit about this as well. We'll pick it up then, but I'm done with it. So the only thing we really need to do is a prediction for the Everton match, Ken.
Okay. All right.
So I'm sure that Adam will, get it right because he always gets it right. I don't know how he gets them right.
He gets them wrong every single time. I've listened to the podcast. He
does get them wrong, but he says he got them right, doesn't he?
He does say he got them right, but I've heard the podcast.
Yeah.
He gets every one of them wrong.
Mm-hmm. There you go, from the horse's mouth himself.
I'm not saying how he gets them wrong.
What was the horse's name?
Wasn't it Bill?
Billy. Get that one in for you. So how do you reckon we're going to do against Everton?
Billy the Horse is the name of my new band, by the way.
It is? I think it's brilliant.
What do I think of Everton?
Yeah.
You know what
you hate Everton.
I don't hate it.
They just picked up a new manager. They got Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti. Sounds like a pizza, doesn't it? A pizza topping. They got Carlo Pizza Topping, the Italian manager now. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that we're actually going to beat them 2-1.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're going to beat them 2-1.
You know what I think, right? 3-2. We're gonna lose 3-2. We're gonna lose 3-2.
Now, I don't know why I even
We're
bothered
gonna
asking
lose
you.
3-2.
See, it would be easy if I did the podcast with you every week because I could just throw that soundbite in for every single one, and I wouldn't have to go, what did Adam say? No. Oh, that's it. It was Ken sung his song. It was 3-2. So,
the only reason I'm thinking 3-2, that's actually my pick, not just my song.
Really?
But that is my pick because, I mean, we're such shit right now.
yeah.
We are so far down. It's going to take a long time to dig out of the hole that we've dug ourselves in.
Yeah, I feel like we've got a chance against them. I really do. I think that they're getting a little bit of a bounce now. They've got Ancelotti managing them, and I think that we can pull a win out of it. I hope we can pull a win out of it.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. There's a petition out there right now that says, let's get VAR out of our game. We've got a friend who's a referee, Kevin Lindstrom.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, Kevin, I hate you because of it. But I think they have to be idiots.
Referee
I've only
friends.
ever met one referee that I liked. Remember that one that we took a photograph of?
Yeah.
It was like a junior game we were watching or something.
Yeah, when the linesman ran over and...
Yeah, I said that was not out of sight, offsides.
Oh, we've been giving this linesman crap the whole game.
the whole
and
match long.
right before the second half starts, he runs over and sits down next to the both of us and he goes, "You're right, that does look offside from here." And then got up and ran over to his line, and I'm just like...
He was funny. He was actually quite funny. We took a picture of him at the end of the match, didn't we? I can't deal with it any longer. I would rather have the bad calls from a bad referee. And it's like I said right at the beginning of the season. If you give a monkey a remote, it's still a monkey with a remote. What are they going to do? They're going to stick it up their butt or they're going to stick it in their ear or something. They're not going to know how to use it. It's a monkey with a remote. And I think that's what giving the referees this technology is. You still got the same monkeys making the same calls.
They'll get the kinks worked out.
I hope they do. I hate it with a passion. So go sign that petition, even if we're not going to get anywhere with it, obviously, but at least they'll realise that we're aggravated with the way it is. I mean, it's like they're checking after every single bloody goal to check and see, is there anything that the ref on the field may have missed? I'm sick of it. We lost the match, and none of us predicted it correctly, and hopefully we'll get onto the next one, which will be good. And let's just end it with VAR sucks. It sucks the big wang.
Shenanigans.
Ooh, social shenanigans. Adam would give me a hard time because I don't say
Social shenanigans.
social shenanigans.
You got to say it like you shit faced.
Yeah, like I'm shit-faced.
Yeah.
First of all, let's start off by saying thanks a lot to everyone for following us on social media. We really appreciate it. So I want to say a thank you to @DiCanio Volley, @2207 Hammer, and @Claire Lacey. Do we have any Facebook followers to thank, Ken?
We do. We'd like to thank, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing any of these names.
I gave you the tough ones. You know that, right?
Matanza West Ham. We'd also like to thank Anthony Sweetham.
I think it's Sweetham.
And then, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this one right at all, Kevin Grimm.
And also some Instagram followers, MarshyBoy31, Marshy, there you go, Hollywood Brown 10, and Blake2384. I used to work with Blake2384,
On purpose?
Well, we were getting paid for it.
All right.
A quick story about him. When I first met him, he was a Chelsea supporter.
On purpose?
On purpose, yeah, on purpose. And about 2 years ago, he texted me and he got a picture of a West Ham jersey. He goes, "I just got this jersey." And now he's a West Ham supporter.
All right.
So, which is cool. So I guess he just kind of got tired of me talking about West Ham all the time and slagging off the Chelsea rent boys.
Shut up, Wayne.
I know, sorry.
Fine.
Sorry. What do you have for your social media post, Master Kenny Bag of Donuts?
Okay. And I just happened to see this on Reddit the other day, and it was a post in the Hammers subreddit by Redditor Wookie301.
Wookie301. Do you think maybe he's a West Ham and a Star Wars fan?
He just might be. And hey, that wasn't bad. And it's a screenshot of a Netflix movie, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and it's two guys under the hangman's scaffold. And this one guy's got this kind of smirk, and the caption is "Younger friends freaking out about the impending I I said it wrong.
He would have been fine if he'd have done it before his second whiskey. Have another sip, Ken. Get it right this time. Wrong refrain, Reggie wrote the Ricky River. Don't worry, I'll tweet the post out.
Take two.
Take two. Go for it, mate.
Younger fans freaking out about the impending relegation, and it's got this guy. He's got a hangman's noose on, and he's just sort of smirking at the camera. And the subtitle is "First time."
I still think we'll pull it out of the bag. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not freaking at all either. If it happens, it happens. I won't get to watch them again. And first off, I kind of have to take the blame for the last relegation because that was the year
that you started
right after
them.
that I started supporting them. I'm just like,
you're the buck. You're the buck. Kenny Bag of Donuts is the buck. Yeah. I've got a tweet. This is actually from @Neil WHU Thompson. He says, "Hey, at Premier League, I want my 4-year-old son growing up loving the game my father and his father before him loved. I now have to explain to him why Declan Rice's goal was disallowed. I don't even understand it myself. Thank you for ruining the game generations grew to love, and I agree 100% with you, Neil. 100%. It's baloney. It's bullcrap. And it's anything else that begins with a B that's a curse word.
Bollocks!
It's a load of old bollocks, lad. Even Big Fat Sam would say it's a load of old bollocks. It might be time, though, to have a chat regarding @Jack Gambardella's tweets, because we're going, Ken, are you ready for it? We're going full West Ham! I'll tell you what, why don't you start, you can read number 33 from Jack Gambardella.
Oh, okay. So number I was like, okay, where...
He's like, what's going on here? What are you doing to me when it's on the script, you plonker?
Yeah, I fell asleep apparently. All right, number 33. 2007 started with a bang. Literally, Reading banged us 6-0. Newly promoted Reading, 6, period. 0, period. It was New Year's Day, and we played like we'd been on the piss all night. Even, okay, you're going to have to say
this. This is why I gave it to you.
You cocksucker.
Yossi Benayoun.
Even Yossi Benayoun said we played like a bunch of drunks.
They did play like a bunch of drunks. I remember that. Did you know that cocktails were actually invented in America during the Prohibition? You know why they were invented?
To hide them?
It was because... bathtub gin, so to speak, was the most disgusting stuff ever. The stuff that they were making, like, bootleg, was so bad tasting that they had to mix it with stuff.
Oh, gin, and you got to mix gin with something just to make it palatable.
Gosh,
I can't
my
stand
nan,
gin.
God rest her soul, used to do a bottle of gin every couple of days. Do you think she maybe had a drinking problem? Bless her.
I don't know. I didn't know her.
I don't think it was a problem. She had enough money to buy it and she could hold it. So anyway, number 32 from Jack Gambardella. Irons defender Callan Davenport. See, I took the easy name.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Callan Davenport was stabbed in the legs by his sister's boyfriend in 2009.
What a dick.
No, in the legs. It was reported that he lost 50% of the blood from his body and underwent emergency surgery. Believe it or not, this won't be the last entry on this about a stabbing. There's a couple of stabbings in this list.
All right.
It's good old West Ham going full West Ham.
Here's one that Jack might want to consider adding to his list.
You're actually adding to the podcast?
Shh. I think I've got an idea.
Okay, got an idea. I thought it smelled burning.
That was I just farted. That's what that was.
Oh, gross! And it's a small room. Gross.
One that Jack might consider adding to his list. @Hammers_chat tweeted, back from injury, Fabianski has gone off injured and has been replaced by just back from injury Martin, who had the same injury as Fabianski, as we are linked to the injured Randolph, who has the same injury as Martin and Fabianski.
Yeah, full West Ham.
West Ham is going to West Ham.
Yep. We're doing it. That's crazy. I know when I saw that report that Randolph has the same exact injury. Gosh, I hope he's going to be all right.
You know who else who I wish had an injury like that?
Who?
Roberto.
Yeah, you know what? He's the only one that's bloody healthy out of the bunch. Or if you can call being an incompetent twat healthy.
Do you have a loaded weapon that I could put to the side of my head right now?
Yeah. The thought of it is ridiculous.
I would rather have Joe Hart in
Joe
net
Hart would be better than bloody Roberto.
than Roberto.
Yeah.
And I wanted to punch Joe Hart in the
Go and say it. Say it. In the head.
in the throat.
In the throat.
I was going to say balls, but
In the balls. Okay. And don't forget to follow us on social media, and we will try our best to reply to every single tweet that you send to us. And please do retweet our tweets and all of that sort of goofy stuff. Right, Ken? You follow us, don't you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. If I ever look at Twitter.
Yeah, you never do.
I follow you. I don't know what the hell you say.
He follows me everywhere. It's like a little sick dog that in the distance. I can see him. There he goes.
Yeah, that's...
So, a lot of good social media this week. A lot of talk on social media about VAR once again.
What's VAR?
Video assisted ref.
Victory at random.
Very arsehole-ish referee.
Very asinine referee.
Very absent-minded referee. That would be VAMR. Vammer.
Finish this one. Victory acquired
ridiculously. That'll work.
Sure.
But we got a new segment now. It's actually brought to you by Hammer's Polls, and it's pole dancing.
Every time I hear Hammer's Polls, I think one of two things pops into my head.
What?
Somebody doing a strip tease on a claret and blue stripper pole.
Really?
Or Fabianski, the Hammer's pole.
Oh, God blimey. I am so dim. So we looked at these polls, and it was, once again, thanks to Ian at Hammer's Polls for putting these all out, because I think they're fun. They're a fun talking point.
Thank you, Ian.
And go check them out at Hammer's Polls or www.hammerspolls.com. But this one is actually, it was a question from Tony Pearson too. His question was regarding Lanzini, and he said, Lanzini, where are we at with him? So he's given us four choices. One, he says he's on a bad trot and he'll come good. Number two says he no longer warrants place in the 11. Number three says maybe injury has caught up with him. And number four says sell to raise funds. How do you feel about Lanzini? Because, I mean, everyone kept calling him our little diamond, and I never really saw him as our little diamond, to be quite honest. I always saw him as I hate to say this, but I always saw him as a poor substitute for Dimitri Payet, who, of course, is the snake. But
yeah, my opinion is this. Lanzini fits with West Ham the way West Ham is playing now.
Yeah, that's not good, though, is it?
That's par for the course for everybody that's on the team, though.
Yeah, but don't you think, though, since he's come back from his injury, he just doesn't look like he's given 100% out there. He's not doing anything, and he's supposed to be creating those chances in the midfield, and it doesn't seem like he's really doing it. Yeah, no, ain't nobody like Lanzini. Makes me happy. Plays the West Ham way. The West Ham way is like
he does play the West Ham way.
He does. Good one week, shit the next.
Half-assed.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think then? I mean, they said 36.3% said sell to raise funds. Would you sell him to raise funds? Do you think it's time to just cut our losses with him?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. The choices that are on this particular poll, he's on a bad trot. He'll come good. He no longer warrants a place in the 11. I don't think I think he's as good as he's gonna get. As far as the first choice goes, I don't think he's getting any better.
I'm looking at all these choices. Do you think that Tony Pearson doesn't like Lanzini? Because every single choice is a bad one. Look, okay, so he's on a bad trot. Yeah, I agree with that. He no longer warrants a place in the 11. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe injury has caught up with him. Yeah, I agree with that. And sell him to raise funds. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with all of you, Tony.
I agree with all those too. I think the only one that makes any sense at this point, though, is to sell him. What we have the phrase here. Shit or get off the pot. How's that?
Yeah, that works even better for me.
Does that work better for you?
It definitely works better for me. I can understand that because, I'm regular as clockwork. Okay, it's a question from West Ham Matters, and it says, stay up but get knocked out of the cup by West Brom. Interesting, because obviously Dianjana's now playing for West Brom under Slav and Dixie. Or win the FA Cup but go down. Which would you take? Win the cup and be relegated, or stay up and get knocked out of the cup by West Brom?
I'd stay up, and it's completely selfish. It's a completely selfish reason
living in America, we have to say that.
Because that's the only way I'm going to get to watch my team.
Yeah. I would love to win the cup, but if it's a choice between winning the cup and being relegated, I'm sorry. I want to stay up in the Premier League, even if we finish just 1 point above the relegation zone. We need to stay up.
I agree. We need to stay up. You'll be able to attract a better class of player, even if you don't.
Yeah.
You're more apt to get a better class of player if you're up in the Premier League than you are in the Champion. Down there, you've got to play, fight.
Any decent player that we've got, we're going to lose. And we're going to lose Declan Rice for a start.
Which that kills me, because if we lose him, we lose the next captain after Mark Noble.
Yeah, and you know what gets me when I hear a lot of supporters say, "Oh no, I'd rather win the cup and get relegated because we'll spend a season in the Championship and then we'll get back." Yeah, you know, it's not as easy as that. We've done that a couple of times, but it's not easy to get back out of the Championship, and that money goes a long way towards, you know, whether you can get out of the Championship or not. We'd have a half-empty stadium, so I'm all in favour of, you know, let's stay up. Stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. I'm not expecting us to win anything this year now. I mean, I just want us to stay up.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
So, anyway, that's all from Hammer's polls today. So thank you for tuning into our pole dancing. Now all I'm thinking about is Fabianski dancing around a freaking pole. This is like
it's a claret and blue pole.
It's a claret and blue pole. Yeah, it's definitely disturbing. It's very disturbing. Ken, that's about all we've got for this week.
Does that mean I have to put my drink down?
No, we can drink it though. No, because you can hold it, because we always finish up the episode with something. Don't drink it all completely.
Well, God.
But come on, there's a few things we got to mention. There are a few things we got to mention. First of all, we miss you, Adam. Not.
Thank you all for bearing with me. I know I'm not Adam. I'm not as cute as he is.
You know, I can tell you're not
weird
Adam.
Looking.
Is I've actually got hearing.
What?
I've got hearing after this particular episode. I know. Yeah, go for the obvious joke, why don't you?
What?
What? So, first of all, we want to congratulate our friends at American Hammers Network and American Hammers TV on reaching 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Timothy and Lee and all of the team. And of course, I do appear on that network.
Why did you go Russian on that?
I don't know. It's not Russian. I'm doing my Slaven village impression.
Okay, that makes sense. All right,
and of course, we'd like to thank our other partners, Hammers Poles,
ComeOnYouIrons.com,
Press Parts Inc.
Who the hell's that?
It's Adam's company.
Who the hell's that?
Adam, you know, the co-host. It's his company. He was whining about it after the last show. How come you don't mention my company? You should mention my company. I mean, I pay for the podcast hosting site, and I bought the cables.
Should we tell him?
Yeah.
Adam's gone the way of James.
Yeah.
Adam's dead. Adam's dead to us.
His Uncle Dead Fred.
He decided to go off and go to Australia instead of stay here and watch the game.
Exactly, and he got eaten by a shark.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Anyway, we want to ask you, please do share our podcast tweets and posts with your friends, because that's how we spread the love. You do have one more week to enter our Twitter contest to win a t-shirt. So all you have to do is find that post, and I'll retweet it again so you can actually do it. Follow us on Twitter, retweet the post, subscribe on our website, and tell us who is your Hammer of the Year so far. And the winner will be pulled out once Adam comes back from the shark's mouth that he got swallowed by in Australia. And
from the walkabout that he's on?
From the he's on walkabout.
He's on walkabout.
He's on walkabout with Crocodile Dundee.
Is he walking around saying, that's not a knife, that's a knife?
I've got a knife here. So I want to thank my generous co-host, Kenny Bag of Donuts, for being a phenomenal co-host today. You did a great job, mate.
I wouldn't go as far as to say phenomenal, but thank you.
You were half decent.
I wouldn't even go that far.
Well, you were available.
Yes.
You were available.
I would go that far.
And there's really nothing else for us to say other than...
Wait, what does Adam say?
Oh.
Love your life.
What is it? Stay positive.
Stay positive. Love your life.
Love your life.
Hey, Adam, kiss my ass. Drink up.
Cheers.
Whoa, sweet child of mine.
So as you can tell, he hasn't been eaten by a shark.
Unbelievable. No, I didn't get eaten, but I got eaten by some bugs the night of the wedding.
You did? A bunch of them?
Yeah, horrible. I mean, I had, I'm an indoors human, but because of my friend Sophia, I had to take one for the team. She had a hippie wedding outside anyway.
Oh, a hippie wedding, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, sounds fun. So did you find an available hippie to hang out with?
No.
I think we're going to make that the job of the podcast listeners, is to find you a wife.
They need to be American so I can get a green card.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. So if anybody's out there and they know somebody who's available and does and is hard of hearing because he shouts quite a bit,
you're whoring me. Anyway, can we first of all,
look, welcome back home, mate.
Thanks for delaying the podcast so that I can actually have a bit. First of all, though, we've got a couple of things to say.
Because you sent that message that said, and you sounded all depressed on that message where you went, well, I guess Wayne doesn't care that much about me because.
Well, what the hell? We were meant to record a podcast from Australia, and you just cheated on me with Ken.
I've got a life. I couldn't wait all day. I mean, it was.
You
funny.
definitely don't have a life.
You couldn't even figure out the time difference between Australia and America.
That's because it's really big. 17.
It's really big. Oh, it's
17 hours, but then it's like days missing, and it's really confusing.
Yeah, I found it confusing too. I just put it on the phone.
Well, yeah, clearly you found it confusing because you didn't bother to call me. You didn't bother to say, "Oh, hey, Adam, we're going to record now." No, I'm like, wait, are we going to record? Oh, yeah, I already did.
Adam's back.
Yeah, you're right, I'm back. And thanks to, what was his name, Charlie, one of our listeners, he described me as a diva like Beyonce.
That's funny because I think Ken actually described you as a diva as well.
Ken? I mean, here's the problem. I want to rip into Ken, but the last time I did that, he stormed out of the pub crying. All right, and this is a true story. All I was doing is doing my impression of a trailer park redneck.
Yeah.
He took offense to it, so I guess, he just did. Can't tell you why. I guess it struck a chord.
It must have done. It must have done. I mean, the fact that he chews tobacco and lives in a trailer. So, no, he doesn't live in a trailer. No, he does not. He lives in a really nice house.
Yeah, probably got a trailer out the back that he actually lives in. Anyway, I had to save this episode.
You came in. It's funny because Ken was like, I thanked him for helping us out with the episode, and he has got a heart of gold. And I thought he did a pretty good. Oh, you'll hear it when you hear the rest.
I thought we were going to pretend I'd already heard it.
Oh, we were going to pretend it, but I guess we can't do that now.
Yeah, the reality is, skip to this. Oh no, they're already here.
They're already here.
Well done for surviving the rest of the podcast. I haven't heard it. It's probably crap. But at least I've come to save it. Well, you would say that. You edit it and it's yours anyway.
And it is fantastic. I've created a work of art. We didn't get your prediction for the Everton match.
Okay, I think
it's a tough one. I mean, I had to really think about it.
David Martin, I love that we've got him. But he's not to the standards.
Are we going to put
Roberto? I'm going to do a James, rest in peace. I'm going to say
rest in barbecue sauce.
If we have a real goalkeeper playing, no offence to the not real ones.
You have to pick one score and stick with it.
Then it's going to be 3-1 to West Ham.
Okay.
If not, it's going to be...
You have to go with one choice. You can't say if and. You can't do a James in that respect.
Oh, God. All right, the score's going to be 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Desmond. Do you get that?
Yeah, Desmond Tutu.
Oh, I'm so funny. God, how did this podcast survive without me?
I don't know how it survived without the comic genius of you. You did some cool things, didn't you? You went off to, on the way back, you stopped off in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so I was on the Late Late Show.
You were not on the Late Late Show. You went to watch it, plonker.
Hang on a minute. What you can see is I've got a photo on the wall with all the celebrities. I've got a photo in the Late Late Show booth.
You got a photo in the Late Late Show booth?
Yeah. And now I was up there with all of the famous people.
I'm jealous.
I didn't really...
All because you brown-nosed James Longman.
Well, or because...
When you found out he was coming over here, you were like,
he's a good lad.
If you like, I could give you some tips because I've been over here in America for a long time. And
do you know what I'm hearing here? I'm hearing a lot of jealousy.
I'm totally jealous.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm utterly jealous. I don't mind hiding it.
So this was my night last night. So I go to the Late Late Show.
I'm late to the Late Late Show.
But I'm chilling in the green room, couple of drinks, just chatting to the band that were there, things like that. Then I see the show, and I asked James Corden, actually, I said, where do you think West Ham will finish this season?
Is that what you asked him?
Yep. And
because you said he shouted out something
there was a dead moment, and he's like, hey, if anyone has any questions, ask away. So I said, where do you think West Ham will finish? And he said something along the lines of, as long as we finish above 17th.
You're kidding? That's really what he said.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
He's a real fan. He knows.
Yeah. So that was his answer. And after that, I was like, I just went into a little meeting, hanging out with her. Have you heard of Eli Roth?
Eli Roth?
Yeah. Have you... there's a film about clocks in the wall with Jack Black and Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
He's the director of that and Hostel.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, I was just chatting. He's a nice guy, chatting with him. And, yeah. It's a really fun trip to LA. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you had fun. We missed you. We did miss you.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Lily actually said she went, she goes, well, when's Adam coming over? I think my daughter has a crush on you.
How things have changed from her hating me and crying every time she saw me.
I mentioned that to her the other day that you even like him even though he spilt that drink on you. She goes, she says, I can forgive and forget.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I need to shout out a few of the Melbourne Hammers who I watched the game with.
Because you watched it with them down there, didn't you?
So Sat, Sam, and Lockie. It was nice to meet those boys. We watched the game together.
Nice.
I will say, VAR.
Oh, blimey. Well, that's what we're calling the episode, isn't it? It's
okay. Let me have a mini rant on this.
Go for it, mate. Now, the floor is yours. I'm sitting
here's
back and relaxing.
Here's what people are saying. Oh, well, it's not VAR. It's the handball rule. Okay, that's what people are saying. If VAR wasn't there, they wouldn't have looked at the bloody video to see that there was a handball.
I agree.
So, first of all, it is on VAR.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's a ridiculous decision.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a ridiculous decision, but let's stay positive and love our lives.
If you want to try.
We played well.
We did play well.
And when Snodgrass came on, he was incredible. You know what?
He's such a funny player because it's like sometimes he has games where you go,
he probably just needs to come on off the bench.
Yeah.
Because his deliveries from those set pieces were insane.
They were on the money. Why Allah didn't score that one, I do not know.
Yeah, I know.
mean, because that was really 100% like he could have put it on a sixpence. I'm disappointed in Lansing.
Yeah, me
this
too.
Year I mean, there's a lot of talk about is he done with us? I mean, because it seems like since he signed that new contract, he's done really nothing any good. But
it's about form and the way we're playing. It is positive. We're creating more chances. And look, Sheffield United didn't trouble us that much. We played fine. Anything else to say to our listeners?
I don't know. I mean, I've got to tell you, it was lovely recording with Ken because he's been a friend of mine. He's my oldest friend actually down here in Texas. Great guy, but it was weird not having somebody scream at me the whole episode. But it was funny because I actually had to turn up the level on the mixer because I was like, I can hardly hear you, Ken. So I was like, wow, I had to turn down that much for Adam. So I did remember to turn it down again. When you
I was about to shout in your ear.
I know you was going to.
I was so tempted to go, Ref!
Oh my God, good God help me. Did you shout ref quite a bit down there? What was your reaction? Hold on, I'm going to take my headphones off so that you can give your proper reaction for when you actually saw that goal was called back.
Well, I mean, my proper reaction, I don't know because my shirt was off. I was on the floor. People were pouring tequila in my mouth.
Get out of here.
I can't really remember.
So you had a terrible time in Australia then?
Yeah, it was shocking.
What are the Australian girls like?
I didn't meet many that were Australian, to be honest.
Really?
No, most of them were from other countries.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very multinational.
Yeah.
Met some French, some South African, some English. Did you read out that message, by the way, about me being a diva?
No, I didn't. Read it out, yeah. I think that's a great idea, actually.
Okay, so Charlie Ridley, this is his message. Hammer living in Belfast here. Been listening to your podcast since James was on it. Oh. First of all, I love that. That was like
nice?
A moment in time.
He's old listener.
Yeah, he's an old listener. So
at least 20 episodes.
And at some point, I've mentioned to James that we'll dig him up and allow him to be on an episode at some point soon.
But so he has to do a shot.
Nice, positive episode this week, but as a fan of one-hit wonders, I was appalled. The safety dance was by men without hats.
We both screwed that up.
And Down Under is indeed men at work. Keep up the great work on the show, and I hope, Adam, you keep being as much of a diva as Beyonce.
It was a brilliant post. It really was.
Did you talk about the Men Without Hats thing during the show?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
You didn't even talk about it. I apologise to the listeners on behalf of Wayne's poor knowledge about 80s bands. Because
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Excuse me.
You're excused.
It's not just my poor knowledge. You were the one that said, yeah.
No.
I can play back the clip.
You can, and this is how it goes, because I listened to it. So this is what happened. I said, I'm going down under. That is Men at Work. You said, do you know their other song? And I'm like, oh, no, I don't really know it. And you're like, go on, what is it? And I said, is it Safety Dance?
You thought it was Safety Dance, you plonker.
That's you asking me a question and not knowing the answer. You haven't even done the bloody minnow shot yet.
I'm doing that on Saturday, aren't I? Who's screaming right now? Me or Adam?
I'm very relaxed.
He's very relaxed.
Relax. Don't do it.
Do you want to talk about anything else, or do you want to just wrap this up?
No, I mean,
I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Do you know
I
why
can hardly
you know
wait.
why you're going to enjoy it?
Why?
Because you can rant and say it's just not as good as it was when I was on it.
Well, I mean, I would say it would be nice for me to listen to an episode for once without knowing anything about it. But that's the same every week with your editing.
Well, I have to make it fun for myself.
Yeah.
I have to admit, though, I'm a bloody good editor, aren't I?
I don't. I mean, yeah, some would say that.
Didn't I do a good job of making you sound out of tune with the songs?
Yeah, you ruined that for me. There goes my singing career.
Oh, there you go. So, how far do you think we'll go in the FA Cup? Come on, throw it at me.
We'll probably lose to West Brom.
You really think we're going to lose to West Brom?
Yeah, I think more than likely.
Oh, gosh, I hate the thought of that. I really do.
Okay, we've got... When is that game? This game, it's ages away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long way away.
Well,
but
let's talk about this. How about we talk about it on the podcast episode that we're doing?
How about we talk about what I want to talk about? I'm the producer, you plonker. You flew away to Australia.
Oh,
and
so
back.
you're the producer, you're the editor. What the hell am I? Just a piece of meat?
You paid the fines.
Yeah, exactly.
You paid the way on it.
I'm the one bankrolling it.
Exactly. Bankrolling the whole thing.
you
Yeah,
remember
seriously.
that.
You know it's the cheapest thing in the world to put on a podcast.
Well, don't tell people that. They'll
Seriously,
make their own one and then cut us out.
$15 a month. Which I can't afford, by the way. So,
Yeah, send food stamps here to Wayne.
good God. So you're going to have the minnow ready for me on Saturday?
I mean, are you actually going to be there?
No,
Because
I'm gonna be
last match, they were literally at the shop to buy the minnow. They'd driven 15 minutes out of the way to do
Really?
it. Yeah. And then you called in sick, and so they turned
Only
around.
if they get like a small one.
Oh, hell no. You'll get whatever you're given.
I'm not I'm not doing a big
we'll
minnow.
see.
I know what a minnow is, and if it's a big one, I'm not going to eat it.
You're doing what you're told.
I'm not doing. No, I'm not doing.
No,
what I'm
you're gonna
told.
get the
I'm
sand
a
out of
grown
your
man.
vagina.
I'm 56. Please, me get the sand out of my vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Adam's not an outdoor person. He doesn't know what sand in a vagina is like
No,
because
I
he never
don't
goes
go outside.
outdoors.
I
He
hate
doesn't
the
go
beach.
outside. You should see him. He's all red and puffy right now, all over his face, all over his hands, his legs.
Yeah.
He says it's some sort of allergic reaction to the sun. I think
I'm an indoors human. It's leprosy. I get
think he
leprosy
came
when I
across-
go outside.
I don't think he went to Australia. I think he went to Thailand and found a dodgy boy.
Oh, well, I've got pictures that show otherwise.
I don't want to see the pictures of the dodgy boy, mate. I don't want to.
The only dodgy boy I saw was a zebra, a kangaroo, koala.
Have you ever had a kangaroo burger?
I have eaten kangaroo meat before.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
It was really good. In
Yeah.
fact, apparently, they don't put shrimp on the barbie.
They don't?
That's what I found out. Yeah.
Well, apparently, the last few weeks they've been putting everything on the barbie. What's that? Boom, boom. I'm digging deep. Adam, how's your saying go?
Cheers.
No, it doesn't. Well, you've been over there so long, you forgot how to say it.
I already said it once.
What did you say?
I said we've got to stay positive and love our lives.
Okay, then. Cheers.
Cheers.
There's an old Australian stockman lying, dying. And he gets himself up onto one elbow and he turns to his mates who are gathered round and he says, "Watch me wallabies feed, mate. Watch me wallabies feed. They're a dangerous breed, mate. So watch me wallabies feed. All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down.